Hi there, everybody. I'm Jennifer Angel. This is my report for May. First of all, I'm going to go through and read my planetary overview. Excuse me. And this is in written form on the website. It's on the blog pages, jenniferangel.com, so you can go along and have a look at that. But, let's have a look at a rundown of what's happening first for the month, and then we'll go into the individual signs. So I've put the title this month as Dare to be Different, Embrace Change, and you can literally change your life. So I do believe that. It's like that old saying, if you want your life to be different, then do something different. If only it was that easy, and maybe it is. So, all right, so week one, which started on April the 30th through to May the 6th, and April closed with the energy of the full moon in Scorpio on the 29th, so just a couple of days ago from when I'm recording this. It's always an intense moon when it's in Scorpio, excuse me. So this sort of helps us to see things, people, and situations for what they are rather than what we want them to be. Subtle or big difference there. And May the 1st symbolizes the ancient Celtic fertility festival, which is halfway point between the spring equinox and the summer solstice. So, shortly after, on the 5th, there's a trine, which is a favorable aspect between earth signs. So this helps us sort of ground our energy and regroup and refocus on what's important and where we're heading. Right. Excuse me. I think perhaps I haven't spoken enough today. My throat's not cleared. So for week 2, May the 7th to the 13th, Mercury and Pluto square off at the start of the week and remind you to be upfront and honest with all dealings. So avoid keeping pertinent details hidden from those who need to know. Of course, not everybody needs to know all of your business. Jupiter and the Sun are opposite, so that brightens the sky on May the 8th with a message to be quietly confident, but not to allow your ego to take over. Sometimes the less you tell others, the better. And by May the 11th, when the Sun and Pluto interact, your dreams can come true and your pockets can be lined with cash. So, we love that, some extra cash. Combined Mercury-Uranus energy on the 13th, excuse me again, can put pressure on you to say what you feel is needed to be said, but remember, actions that follow words really do count the most. And when Mercury moves to Taurus later on this day on the 13th, things start to settle down a little bit more. Excuse me, I'm just going to have a glass of water, see if that helps. Right, so the next week on week 3, between May the 14th and the 20th. So this week on the 15th, Uranus, the planet of sudden change, will make a move into the next sign from Aries, where it's been to 8 years, into Taurus. So this is for another 7 to 8 year transit. So this is, quite a big sort of deal. You want to see where that's sitting in your natal chart, your birth chart, and how it's going to, what sort of effect it's going to have on you over this period. It will highlight science, technology, and finance as well. And on the financial side, the markets could well undergo a change in the financial systems or even currencies, a change that's cutting edge in some way, a change like we haven't seen before. And so, I can see that starting to happen now. So that's interesting. With all the cryptocurrency. Now, Taurus doesn't really like a change, so anything that's adopted under the Taurus vibration is likely to last a while and have a sense of permanency, because once they take it on, they tend to sort of keep it. So, and as Taurus is an earth sign with grounded energy, it could also depict certain changes in the environment in some ways. So let's see what happens there. The Taurus new moon is also on the 15th, the same day as Uranus makes this significant move. and it will signify a perfect time to put something new into place. On the 16th, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. It's the third time I tried to do this video, so I don't think it's going to get any better, so I'll push on through. So sorry. I guess I'm still at the end of that bronchitis, so really got me this year for sure. So on the 16th, motivational planet Mars will change signs and make his way to Aquarius, the sign that Uranus rules. So there's a whole Uranus sort of vibration going on here. So there's, even more focus on this dynamic planet. And the other occurrence to take into consideration is that Mars, because of the retrograde transit, will stay put in Aquarius for a 6-month period. And it will, during that time, square Uranus a total of 3 times. So that can make life, let's say, somewhat unpredictable. The first square between these two is this month and on May the 16th. So, things can really just happen quite suddenly in your life. May the 19th, Venus will enter the sign of Cancer, so that shines a beautiful light on your home, family, and money matters. And with the Sun moving to Gemini on the 20th, the order of the day, let's say, for the next 4 weeks is to make sure that it's not all about work, but to have some fun too. Okay, so it's always good advice. Week 4, May the 21st to the 27th, as Mercury and Jupiter interact on the 23rd. You want to avoid telling stories, secrets, or getting involved in any gossip. If it doesn't concern you, don't put your nose in there, okay? And the Sun-Mars interaction can put you in a social scene with opportunities to network later in that day. However, you do want to be careful of saying anything in haste because Mars is quite impulsive energy, and because it can turn around and have consequences for you, later on that perhaps you're just not ready to deal with. So think before you speak is the order there. On the 25th, a positive interaction between Jupiter and Neptune can open the door to literally attract abundance into your life in some way. But don't be wearing your rose-colored glasses, because whenever Neptune is involved, things can get a little bit hazy, okay? So generally life has a balance to it, and often to receive something, you need to give something up. So just be aware of that. Be prepared to compromise, especially as on the next day, the 26th, Venus and Saturn interact, which could teach you some type of lesson about life, love, or money, okay? There's an opposition there. And May closes between the next week, the 28th to the 31st, with the full moon in Sagittarius on the 29th. This is the same day that Mercury will move to Gemini, one of the signs it rules. It's a nice, light-hearted and flirtatious mood to close the month of May. So we like that. Okay, thanks so much for watching and listening. And I'll go in and do the individual reports now. Bye for now.